Hi Taurus, I hope that you're all doing well. My name is Gabriella. For anybody new tuning in, I channel as well as interpret the tarot cards. When I was sitting with the energy, I was seeing a lot about feeling right now that there's like healing that you're processing through and giving yourself the time. It felt in a way like you know that you're healing and you're still kind of like, when am I going to be healed? When am I going to be ready? Like there may be something that like you're moving through, something that you're processing, and you feel like you've committed to that, and that it's like not finished yet, or that you're not ready yet. And you may have people coming through, like say you went through a breakup, which for some of you that was a theme that I saw when I was shuffling the cards. There may be an ending that you're still processing through, maybe picking up the pieces, like mending your heart, wanting to get to a space where you feel like you can open your heart up, where you feel like you can get vulnerable again, but recognizing that you may not be in that space yet. You may still feel a bit closed off. You may still feel like you need to protect yourself. You may not feel ready to like open yourself up completely. And that is going to tell you like what you're ready for and what you're not ready for, especially when someone comes to you and they're like, hey, I'm looking for this type of relationship. It's no harm, no foul if you're not emotionally in a space where you're ready to connect like that, or if you don't want to, or whatever your reason is. So there's a lot about like honoring your emotional progress, where you are upon your path, how you're feeling, what's going on within the heart space for you. I also saw that it seems like there's been a lot of reflecting, a lot of thinking that you're doing. I saw the Hermit come through when I was shuffling, and I heard the song Do You Hear What I Hear? This is normally a song, I associate it with Christmas, but if you type in Do You Hear What I Hear lyrics, it'll like break it down for you. There may be something significant in there. Even something about the holidays, something about Christmas, or like even that particular song. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Once you move on from this, it seems like it's like the process is you being on a boat and heading to the other side of the shore. What it looks like to me is that as soon as you arrive at the other side of the shore, meaning like you have processed this fully, it's like somebody is handing you a bouquet of roses. I'm seeing an opportunity just be there for you, waiting for you, kind of like welcoming you when you step onto the other side. Seems too like recognizing the value in, I'm hearing completing the mission. It feels very much like completing a karmic contract, like all the way through, meaning like processing everything emotionally as well. The crown with the King of Wands is sticking out to me. It looks like, it reminds me of jelly beans or something that has like different colored pieces within it, or like a particular type of jewelry. You actively seeking and creating unity is going to be benefiting you. Actively going towards the things that you feel connected with, the things that resonate with you, the things that allow you to feel seen. This is so interesting. So I'm seeing the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, integration, unity. Doesn't necessarily mean someone outside of yourself. first and foremost, always us with us, right? So you being in a space where you're taking the initiative, where you are creating what you want, where you're stepping into more of a masculine energy right now, which all of us have masculine and feminine. It's just about like how, when, where, why we use it. Which ones we lean into, which ones are necessary for particular moments. So there seems like there's more of a leaning towards initiation, activation, I'm hearing, to actively bring something together, to actively integrate something. And it seems like this is going to help you balance your feminine energy, because I'm also seeing the Queen of Wands, and here you are. So there's something about you creating complementary action. It's like you playing both roles, you doing both parts. Rather than just you being a half, it's about like you being a whole by fulfilling both the masculine and the feminine, and seeing how that like unifies your experience, even personally, and also the way that you perceive yourself too. It's like you don't just initiate, you don't just go after, like you don't just search, you also like receive and attract and call in. It seems too like once you get to a space where you feel like you've balanced this masculine and feminine energy, it's then going to allow you to, like, if you want to connect with someone, find somebody that also has those things connected as well, which creates a stronger sense of compatibility. There's a sense of you not being like limited to a category here. This is about becoming the gradient of all of it. It's about diminishing duality and creating immersion. And both of the sides complement and also assist the other. It's like a mutually beneficial union. There may also be something that you're coming to terms with as well. This can be a part of yourself. I am getting the word activation again with the King of Wands. There may be something within you that you're bringing out now, or that is activated, that you hadn't been completely leaning into before. I'm seeing an extremely creative energy here. I'm seeing a lot of power. Ingrained within what it is that you do, whether this be like an activity, a job, it seems like something that's immersed within like your core, you may see this to be, with the fire energy. Something about you being creative, like you're a creator, you produce content, anything with like, with writing, with communication, with singing, with sound, relaying information, news, poetry. It's like anything that has to do with Gemini energy, anything, well, more specifically with Mercury energy. So it's like the things that are going on within the third house, and there being an emphasis on that, on you spreading, sharing, connecting with the world through your throat chakra. I just saw 9:44 on the time when I looked up. If you look up the angel number, that will give you more insight into what exactly this is about. Yeah, I'm seeing something about, so the Magician, conduit for creative energy, seems even like a conduit for the King of Wands here. And then the Eight of Wands, which feels like the spreading, the sharing of information. I'm hearing sound. Artist, artistry. Wow, it seems like too this is also getting you, I'm hearing laborious. It's also getting you in touch with, maybe, I'm hearing docile. It's getting you in touch with this part of yourself that may be like another aspect of your creativity, but something that you hadn't necessarily been tapping into. Because there may have been a focus on like another area of your creativity, but I'm seeing it all be blended together now. I'm hearing what's done is done. Okay. So, because of you leading into your masculine energy here, it looks very much to me like you're in a space where something had been going on that you may not have taken the initiative with, you may not have ended, or you may not have taken action, may have been more passive even with something. And because of stepping into this Knight of Wands energy, I'm seeing you move into a space where it's like, it even feels like this other aspect of your persona shows up and is like, obviously this is coming to an end, like this is my boundary, I'm protecting myself in this way. Like, I'm seeing you have no problem with doing something that you may have had a difficult time with before. As I said before, this is about integration. If you had been leaning, I'm seeing there be so much leaning on the feminine energy where you may have been more passive or even complacent with something where you were meant to be taking the initiative and taking action related to your communication. It seems too like something had been going on and it was just a matter of you like stepping into this energy, of channeling this energy within you, opening up the root to channel this energy, being bold within your communication as well, not holding back in an authentic way. And then there's this notion of being like, I said what I said, because there may be potential kickback from this. But yeah, it seems very much like you become sure of something that maybe you hadn't been feeling sure of before. It's like, of course we're going in this direction, or of course this thing is ending. Like, why would I stop? Why would I hold back? And also feeling ready to like defend this choice that you're making, defend this decision, sticking with it. I'm hearing protocol. Feels like coming into your own in a very big way. Yeah, there may be, for some reason, there may be a lot of resistance to this. Like, I'm even seeing you may feel, in a way, kind of backed into a corner. Seems like there's a need to protect yourself, protect your energy. Maybe more of an emphasis on setting boundaries so as not to become too affected nor overwhelmed by this thing that is ending, this cycle that you're closing. It seems too like in the moment that it happens, maybe quickly thereafter, there's a lot of intensity when it comes to like emotions and maybe responses and what's happening and the interaction and how you're feeling and all of that. And then I'm seeing it kind of fade out. I'm not seeing that be a lasting thing. It's more so just a part of the process. That like element of like stress and intensity that you may feel, or even feeling like there's a lot of focus on you and what it is that you're doing. Feeling uncomfortable in that way, like the spotlight is on you. But as I said before, I'm just seeing this be part of like the climax of this cycle, and then it ends. It also kicks off you transitioning into your new cycle and also changing as well. After this happens, you may experience some mixed feelings about this. Like when you take action, you may feel very sure of it, and then afterwards you may be rethinking it, or at least experiencing something emotionally that has you question, like, was this the right decision for me to make? Was it not? But it seems like that experience is related to like the amount of duress that you're under. I'm seeing them be directly connected. So I also don't imagine that to be something that lasts long either. Rather, it's going to give you insight and understanding, help you process what it is that you're feeling, help you look into it. Seems like it's going to motivate you to work through what it is that's happening on the emotional front for you, energetically. It also helps you get more... It seems like exploring the emotional experience and being open to what one finds, and doing so out of a space of curiosity. It's like, rather than being in a space where you're like, I don't know how I'm feeling, or I have these mixed feelings, and like being beside yourself because of that. It's about like being curious and open with yourself and sorting through it and like discovering what it is that's going on with you. So it's like leaning into it rather than resisting that just because it feels ambiguous, which is going to give you insight and clarity, and also help reassure you and confirm that you made the right decision as well. Yeah, it's also going to help you process, tell you what it was that was affecting you, what wasn't sitting well with you, what really hurt you within the experience too. It's like finally being able to put your finger on like what was happening that you didn't feel okay with, or what you truly felt hurt by. Like really opening yourself up to show up for you and to hold space for yourself and allow you to actively pursue like healing and processing. In a more hands-on way. while you're doing this, I'm seeing that somebody may be coming through towards you. Somebody wants to give you an offer, an opportunity, or they're trying to connect with you in some sort of way. What it looks like to me is that this may come through at a time where you are very, very vulnerable. And so it may actually be in your best interest to get to a level space, level headed, level energetically. It's like when you get to the space where you don't feel like you need like saving or somebody to come through, when you feel like independent and like you're good on your own, it's like that is the time to open yourself up. Not to do it when you're in a space of like lacking and then feeling like you need something, and then when it comes in you attach to it in a codependent way, and then are feeling this like anxious attachment to this thing, and then worried about like if it leaves, if it goes away, how am I going to like deal with that, or like be whole or put myself together, because you're just creating, substituting like another dependency. If that makes sense. So it's like give yourself the whole time you need to process, because I'm seeing you be like on the way to like discovering and learning what this is that's going on. It's like very successful what it is that you're doing. You're being really open to like your emotional experience and invested in figuring out what's going on and what that means for you, and reflecting on it and getting to the point of like, because you're able to like process and acknowledge and validate. And I'm hearing surface. It's like bring things to the surface. What this is that was going on for you within the heart chakra, it allows you the opportunity to heal fully. But yeah, if somebody's coming through and they're making you an offer, don't just take it without thinking about that and reflecting on it. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm letting you know what the guidance is here. It's like if you feel like you're down bad, don't be taking things to connect with people, hoping that it's going to fill a hole. It's about you clearing out the energy yourself, regaining your sense of independence that you have stepped into. So it's also about completing that process. Otherwise, there's this situation where you may find yourself very much in a repeated cycle where you're going to have to like find your voice again and find your masculine energy and find your initiative energy and do this whole thing again. Getting into a space of learning, understanding, absorbing helps you understand yourself, your connection with yourself, and also your connection with other people. It's like understanding this dynamic that plays out between you and yourself also gives you insight as to what's been going on with you and the people around you as well. Understanding the internal process, which also reflects the external process. Getting down to how you really feel. Helps you come to terms with this ending. And also recognize the impact that it had on you, and also that you don't need to accept something or take something if it is not up to your standards, if it doesn't empower you, if it doesn't support you. It's about really recognizing your value here and not playing that down by accepting something that doesn't truly resonate with you. Honoring your standards, and in doing that, honoring yourself. It's also about, like, in recognizing your value too, recognizing how precious, like, access to you is as well. And so really thinking about, like, what you're accepting into your life, what you're allowing into your life, who you're allowing to have access to you, and recognizing that everybody you interact with, everything you exchange energy with, is going to have an effect on you. Yeah, something even seems like it comes through and it's not at a good time for you. Something about the timing is off. It's like when somebody shows up, something about the timing. I'm looking at Mercury and Taurus. I'm just going to see quickly if there's anything else that the guides are saying. It looks to me like there's some sort of, like, communication or conversation that you may feel, like, worried about, or something that you feel quite affected by, fixated on even, something that's, like, even disruptive to you. It may also be a space where you are like, I don't want to say that, or I don't want to have to say that. It seems as well like if something is affecting you so much that it's, like, impacting your mental health, that this may also be a sign to, like, disengage completely and come back when you feel grounded, rather than feeling like you are escalated in some sort of way and, like, forcing yourself to, like, engage in some sort of interaction or to do something. It's about leveling out and grounding your energy and coming back to it when you feel like you can be present to what it is that you're meant to be doing. I even get the sense of needing a break, feeling like you need a break. The Five of Cups just fell over the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Cups is about being in a space where there's a sense of regret. I'm also hearing nostalgia. There's a sense of focusing on, like, everything that went wrong and how things didn't go the way that you expected them to, feeling sad and mourning and, like, moving through the process of like, getting to a space of acceptance, on your way there. if you are in a mindset where there's a lot of focus on like pessimism and negativity and like feeling very isolated and feeling very alone, and just like a focus on things that don't instill a sense of like peace and joy and hope and healing. It's like if you're focusing on all of the other stuff, like feeling feeling like ineffective, feeling like you're a victim to the circumstances, and that's not to say that you're not, but solely focusing on these things, it makes it more difficult to get out of that space, because there may be something that you, like, you're thinking so much about, and it may be something that you truly had no control over. It was just something that you experienced, but because of focusing so much on this thing that happened, it may be like affecting your like mental health and also perspective, and like worsening a situation potentially. I'm hearing breaking the barrier with the Fool here. This may feel difficult too if you're not allowing yourself to be supported, to feel supported. And support can come from many different places. It doesn't just have to be live people within our lives. It can mean finding like support and validation through connection, through reading something that you resonate with, feeling understood, like sharing stories, sharing experiences, like reading other people's and connecting with it. So there's something here about like needing to like even reconnect, because you may feel in a way, it's kind of like feeling like you are the only like breed of your kind on the planet at times. And this may be like something that could have like brought that up for you. I'm feeling a lot of difficulty because of that. Kind of like being on the outskirts instead of being at the center or being on the inside of things. What I'm getting to is that I don't know how you're processing this, if this is like just you journaling, or you thinking about things, or you watching tarot readings, or you having conversations with friends, or with like someone that supports you, or a therapist, whatever it is. It seems like the more that you're like processing, talking about this, the more it's helping you understand like what's going on, and like psychologically why you're affected in the way that you are, and it's helping you like process all of this, and even understanding like what's so like upsetting, bothersome, hurtful, all of that, everything that you're experiencing. It's helping you process through, even recognize like what it is that you are like letting go of, what it is that you're accepting, what it is that you're grieving, and how to turn things around and also focus on the present, but recognizing the importance of giving yourself the space and time that you need to process through your emotions rather than rushing through it, and then not like fully healing from this experience and having that be lingering and affecting your subconscious motivations because of a lack of awareness, a lack of insight, because it's something that we haven't processed yet. And it seems like once you get to that point of being like, okay, I'm ready to like face forward, I'm ready to like be in the present, I'm ready to like actively engage, and I feel like I can truly move forward from this. There's a sense of moving into a space of new territory for you. Feeling a sense of like faith and hope and the slate being wiped clean, being ready to explore, feeling excited about that. Even feeling ready to like share your message, share your experience. Like it seems like something comes from this that's important for you. I'm even seeing this be something that you look back on and you're like, wow, I went through this. Like I had that experience. This is something that I lived through, this whole thing. And even seeing this in a different way and recognizing yourself and your strength as you move through this. Allowing yourself to connect with a new opportunity. It also seems as well like there's some sort of karmic justice that comes into play too. It's like for this tremendous experience that you've been going through, there's something that finds its way into your life that restores balance in a big way. But first, the letting go is needed. I'm seeing Mercury and Taurus there. I'm looking at Uranus and Libra over here. Seeing there be an emphasis on, I saw 38, 39 when I looked up. I'm seeing there be an emphasis on you actively advocating for yourself and setting boundaries and finding your voice in that way where you're really showing up. I'm not seeing this be something particularly easy. This may be something that you find particularly difficult to do. But it's about showing up for yourself the way that you would for your best friend. And recognizing your strength through that process. I'm looking at Leo, which just popped out last. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.